Yay, welcome everyone. Come on in. I'm going to get us set up on Facebook Live so that everyone can join today. All right. Welcome everyone. My name is Becca. I am a SWIHA success coach. Worked for here for over a decade and still love what I do. They call SWIHA, Southwest Institute of Healing Arts, Hotel California, because once you leave, you actually will come back for more and more and more. But I'm joined with Jasper Marie today. Hi, Jasper. How are you?
Hi everyone, I'm doing really great. Thank you.
Wonderful. Okay, well, you are the guest today because not only are you a success coach for SWIHA, you've also taken the Integrative Healing Arts Practitioner Diploma program that we're going to talk about today. So, yes, we get to talk about how you support the souls in the program and on their journey, but you also get to share your experience. So, for those of you joining in the webinar or online, just say hello, let us know you're here, let us know where you are. We love seeing where our online students are, where you're coming from, where in the world are you? And then let us know, like, kind of your career path and what you're hoping to do with this. A lot of people come in with all kinds of different backgrounds, and we say there's no perfect age or, journey for this. It's what you feel called to do. So, right now, you're here for a reason. So, let us know your questions as we just journey through the exploration today. Um, so use the Q&A feature. That's essential because that's going to help me answer your questions, me and Jasper. Chat's turned off, just so you know. So let's go right into this. And let me know if you can see my screen okay, Jasper. Look good?
Yes, now,
All
now I
right.
can. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So we have a lot of long names here at Southwest Institute of Healing Arts, and we abbreviate them all. So the Integrative Healing Arts Practitioner Diploma online is called IHAP. And love the word integrative in this name, and it means a lot once you start to dig into the deeper work. So we're going to go over what that is here. Talk about core curriculum and then the advanced professional hypnotherapy and life coaching specialty, modern spirituality and healing botanicals and earth ceremony specialties, and then the modern spirituality and end of life doula specialty. This whole time we can do Q&A. I don't want you to hold it till the end because you might forget. So for the core curriculum of this program, we go through a very particular journey, right? Have you ever heard of the hero's journey, right? It's kind of, we emulate that with the student journey because there's a lot to that. And we ground you in to this program with grit for success. So you really get to learn about the solid expectations of what it's going to take for you to get set up for success, right? Schedule, timing, what kind of support you need to ask for, and then just your intention. What seeds are you planting to cultivate the path that you're looking for? And then before you get into this program, before you get enrolled, you get to determine, is this for career purposes, right? And we'll talk about the financial aid opportunity after that. So the transpersonal psychology portion of this then gets into cognitive well-being and social responsibility, somatic psychology, the neuroscience of regulation and trauma, and then also the somatic psychology, the subtle body, right? Like how the body keeps the score. Get to talk about aromatherapy of spirit and flower essences. And then, like I said, again, how this all applies to you as a student and what that journey looks like. Going back into the seat of the student, because we're all lifelong students, but how that's going to look coming out of that as an entrepreneur. And this looks different for everybody. So, Jasper, I have a question for you.
Mhm.
Did you know when you enrolled into the program with your intention what you were going to do with this curriculum?
Yes, I actually did. This was a dream of mine for I want to say like 5 or 6 years before I actually enrolled at SWIHA. So I enrolled in the nutrition and Western herbalism specialties in health and wellness coaching, which is a little bit different now. But back when I enrolled, that was what my specialties were. And I knew that going into it, I was going to do health and wellness coaching, fitness coaching, and nutritional coaching. So kind of combining all of my tools and really creating it in a very holistic, spiritual way, really focusing on mind, body, spirit, because as we know, it is to have a really whole body, to have whole body health really has to incorporate the spiritual side of things, the mental side of things. And so that's why I enrolled at SWIHA.
I love that. And that brings a good point. A lot of people come into this realm and they're like, what does holistic mean? Like, I have a lot of people who think holistic means natural. Actually, holistic means the whole self, right? Like, which is what we're all about here, mind, body, spirit, education. And that's spot on, Jasper. Thank you for bringing that word up. Like, I tell people to look at the word holistic and just put a W on front of it.
Hmm.
Holistic.
Yes,
Boom.
whole body.
Okay. Whole body, whole self. Okay.
Mhm.
Because we're not disconnected. We're one beautiful entity. So if we compartmentalize and dissect it individually, it's like, yes, and then how did we integrate that as a whole? So then entrepreneurships, Jasper's jive, right? And where she gets to coach people into what is their brand identity? How are they putting their brand out in the world to share, right? How do we get business? Who are our clients? Where are they? How do you reach them? So that's why these entrepreneur journey pieces are so vital. Like Jasper's been, in my opinion, Jasper, you've been an amazing influencer. You set the bar very high. You're like, here's how you do it. Here's me. Here's what I do, but you do it with such like vulnerability, right? Authenticity. People can relate with you. That builds trust, and trust attracts clients. What's that been like for you? And then how do you support our students to do just that?
So how has it been for me in my own business, and then how do I
Yeah.
support our students in that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I started my health journey, really about, gosh, like 2012-ish, so a long time ago, I knew I really wanted to focus on like documenting my journey so I could help people, so I could share what I had gone through to help bridge the gap for other people so they didn't necessarily have to take 100 steps. We could break it down to 10 steps. And so sharing my journey of finding, better nutrition practices, fitness practices, and eventually coming into the emotional and spiritual aspect of it. So I've been very vocal about my experience, about what I've been going through, and just showing up in a way that's like, hey, we're human. We're not always perfect. Like this is what's happening. This is what I'm doing. Because that's the piece that people relate to. That's how we build a brand. That's how we build community. It's just by being ourselves. And so that's just something that I've always tried to bring through in my practice of, hey, like I've been where you are, and so let's do this together because I can support you in finding different tools that work for you to create a practice that works for your body and not necessarily like a one size fits all practice. So that's kind of what I've been focusing on my business. And so when I work with our students and grads at SWIHA, it is about finding the voice that works for them. Some people, some people feel very confident in one aspect of their business, but maybe not another aspect of their business. So it's about learning how to work with them in a way that's like, okay, maybe like social media isn't your strong point. So let's start with one day a week, right? One post a week, because that is the capacity that you have to show up in your business right now. Whereas some people are like, okay, I can do 5 days a week here, but maybe I'm not so great at um the written aspect or connecting with clients. It's kind of, yeah, I kind of like try to weave in the who I'm working with at the time and what
Mhm.
they need as a practitioner. So I think I answered your question kind of
You
in a
did.
way.
No,
Okay.
it's great. Yeah. Absolutely.
So
And now
yeah,
we have
yeah.
AI to help. We have videos of workshops that we've done on like how to use AI to finesse and support. Like you have a marketing team right there at your fingertips.
Mhm.
You just have to be clear on who your audience is, right? So, and we get you to that in this program, which is absolutely incredible. It's life-changing, really. So when you have because everyone on this webinar, my hope is that you've already connected with a coach, an admissions coach, because we're all asked to be life coaches here because we can ask the powerful questions. Maybe you've said the answers before, maybe you never have. And now you can. This is the place to do that. So let's talk about the specialties in this program, right? So advanced professional hypnotherapy and life coaching, to me, are two of the most powerful combinations that exist. And I'll tell you why. Because coaching, we get to do on the conscious level. I'm fully awake, I'm fully engaged, I'm fully with you. And I can answer the questions that you ask me, right? The coaching questions. Now, hypnotherapy takes you deep into the subconscious level. So you get to go on this very incredible journey to answer questions that your conscious mind not be able to access, that it might be blocking in some way, shape, or form. So what I love about hypnotherapy is that you can take somebody into the subconscious where they can get some deeper underlying answers or things can show up for them to then when they come out of the session, then they can unpack that with the coaching questions that you'd provide them. So they're the perfect combination to support people who are wanting to make changes in their life. And all those changes are going to look different. Would love to know if anyone on this call has ever had a hypnotherapy session. Um, just raise your hand. You can use the raise your hand feature. I love that. Um, we can create custom hypnotherapy scripts. And that's what I loved about this because I also took the Integrative Healing Arts Practitioner. And I loved having the scripts because I could make them my own based on what the client was showing up for. We have to know how to tailor the scripts to them so that it's going to resonate and take them where they need to go quicker. And you'll understand that once you have your own session, and I highly encourage you to. Interpreting dreams and metaphors. How many people have dreams and they're like, what the heck does that mean? Right? Like you can have a hypnotherapy session that can unpack why does this keep showing up? You know? Um, and it'll be obvious to you at that point. Applying medical imagery and help manage phobias and addiction. This is huge because what hypnotherapy is doing nowadays is it's going into the medical realm. It helps with stress reduction, pain relief. Like that is huge. And doctors, even dentist offices, they're bringing that into what they're doing. Jasper, have you ever had a hypnotherapy session?
I I have to
Have you
be
not yet?
honest, I haven't,
Okay.
and
Okay.
which is so
That's okay.
silly.
No, it's not because I worked at SWIHA for like, I think 8 years until I finally had a hypnotherapy session and it changed everything because I thought I loved coaching and then I'm like, what was that? And it worked. It worked. And people think it's just for, like smoking cessation or addiction or but there's so many things you can do with it. It can help with behavioral patterns. It can help with self-talk, self-image, self-worth, even trauma in a very safe way. You don't go back into the story, but you get to determine the path forward. It's just so beautiful. Public speaking is what I use it for. Yes, everyone's like, oh, everyone does it for public speaking. I did that and it totally worked. So questions from anyone here on this powerful combination? Doesn't look like it. Okay, very good. And if you have questions, just you can use the raise your hand feature or the Q&A feature at any time. All right, let's talk about modern spirituality as a specialty and what it means to become a spiritual celebrant. And how you can hold space for people, right? Foundational client relationships, intuitive coaching, and the I Am Yoga Nidra facilitator are all pieces of this. I actually took this, so I became a spiritual celebrant, and it was almost like perfect timing because I was coaching people. And then I was asked to show up in these different ways. So it fully aligned with how they needed me to support them on a deeper yet higher level. Jasper, what part of this program was alive and well when you took the education?
Like of these three,
Yeah, because it's a little different from when you took it, right?
it is a little different.
Yeah.
I mean, none of these specific ones were in my
Okay.
particular program.
Gotcha. Okay. But have you taken a yoga nidra session?
I've done yoga nidra sessions, yes. Extremely, extremely powerful. And really at the time, I very much was needing some relief in my personal life, and yoga nidra really brought that for me. So,
And they say that nidra is like 30 minutes is like a 3 hour deep nap, right? It's like, in my opinion, what you call one of those cat naps. Like you go so deep, so fast, and then you wake up just totally refreshed. Again, just like hypnotherapy, I'm like, this can't work for me. I have a monkey mind. It's just not going to work. I'm all over the place. And then you just say yes and you try it, and it's amazing. And what I love about Nidra is like, it's almost like hypnotherapy. You're cued to go through the bodies almost from like, I think we started from the feet up and then top down. So it was like this beautiful walkthrough and cleansing. I don't really remember much of it, but I know that's what we did. And we were kind of clearing as we went, but it was a lot of internal visualization to get you to this deeper subconscious resting place. And it's
mhm,
almost like a reset button, like
mhm,
nervous system, spiritual reset button, which is
mhm,
why it's included in the modern spirituality specialty is because it is like that reset button. And we honor it as such because you're invited to go into this deeper space of self, and whatever comes up for you, or is removed for you. It's absolutely beautiful. And spiritual celebrants can do so many different things, right? You can host ceremony, you can lead ceremonies, weddings, funerals, um, anything and everything that's asked of you. You can show up as that. Totally fine, Jasper, totally fine. So yeah, you're good. So any questions here? I actually just had someone reach out to me the other day for intuitive coaching for the business. That's a thing. So there's just so many things that people can do with this, and it's going to look different for all of you. So you can do this one-on-one in person, you can do this online, you can do this in community as a group. It's going to look different for you. So let's get into the healing botanicals and earth ceremony specialties, okay? So kind of like you see the pictures here, we have the community aspect, right? It looks like they're doing a ceremony in nature under the trees, right? Um, and then below that, you also have a savasana, somebody laying just in savasana, just receiving or letting go. That could also be a nidra session. So this allows you to support clients as they're exploring their spirituality and traditions. Jasper, have you done any earth ceremonies or ceremonies in particular?
yeah, absolutely. Me and my husband, Brian, we have hosted a lot of ceremonies and workshops together. They were kind of like breath work, like shamanic journeying slash cacao ceremony. We kind of
Mhm.
integrated both of our specialties into these ceremonies and really brought them through. We would host them like twice a month and when we were living in Arizona. And then we would also lead hikes where we would do like sound healing and little ceremonies at the top while we watch the sunset. So really, really powerful things that you can do in such unique ways. It's like the hiking or bringing, people through into different spaces or, all of these like all of these practices that you can bring in and really combine to make your own unique journey for people, which is what I think is really cool about the IHAP program is you kind of get to like pick and choose all of these different modalities and then put them all together in something that is uniquely created by you.
Yes, and I asked you that because I have watched you guys have ceremony and serve in that capacity and have been highly successful, in my opinion, while you were out here. And then before you moved, I don't haven't followed too much, about what you guys are doing over there. However, I see your husband Brian really dialing it up for the men of the world, like the brotherhood. And that's part of ceremony, right? Like that's tradition, that's ceremony, you want to speak a little to what he's doing in that realm?
Yeah, absolutely. So he has been back at the start of the year. He started back up his men's group out here where we live now in Asheville, North Carolina, and so he just brings through physical practices, ceremonial practices, breath work, sound healing, really just combining different modalities at each session to bring together the men and support them in their healing journey and just provide a safe space where they can be vulnerable, be emotional, and really just like speak to what they're feeling at the time. Because as we have probably often found, men don't have a lot of those containers where they can feel safe in those spaces. So I'm really, really proud of him for bringing that through. So that's another, opportunity, whether that be women's circles or men's circles, to bring through that because we really need those like connections in that capacity. So yeah.
Absolutely. So please thank him. From the collective,
Yes.
we thank you for that work.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. So, just like Jasper and Brian, they have their niche, right? They have what they love and they're bringing that to the community around them. So just imagine that for yourself, right? If you're in that space, who would you be serving? What would you be doing? Right? These are all questions that you'll go over with your coach, but just kind of teeing that up. So you can do just that. You can facilitate ceremonies and ritual. You can incorporate earth-based practices. I love to use metaphors, like especially of the moon, just like everything's a metaphor in how we show up. Everything can tell a story. Facilitate one-on-one, like you see, the Yoga Nidra sessions, facilitate mindful meditation sessions, and explore the art of spiritual expression. And again, that's different for every human. And meditation's different for everybody. I don't love zazen. I don't love to be seated. Like I love walking meditation. That's my jam. So you can figure out like where are you when you do that meditation? What does that look like? It's gonna look different for everybody. So you can consider that as you step into that. You can foster a sense of belonging and community. And as humans, we are hardwired for connection. Those of us who maybe isolate a little more than others, it can be challenging to reach out, right? And maybe to trust people. Um, but knowing that you found the right community and something that you resonate with is a really big deal. So let me see if we have a question. I think someone had their hand raised. Um, okay. Yes. Krista, I wanted to know if you wanted to ask a question because you had your hand up, and thank you for joining. Okay. While we wait for questions, because I'd love for all of you to start grounding into what questions you have for us, the end of life doula specialty is very, very special. It was added on, I think, gosh, a couple years ago. Um, and this is honoring human transition, right? Guiding clients through major life changes, supporting clients and loved ones at the end of life. facilitating one-on-one and group yoga nidra sessions, conducting ceremonies and comforting practices, creating empowering spiritual care for transition that celebrates community connection. And it's not just about the life that's transitioning. You have to consider everyone involved and being that sacred space holder when that time comes, because there's a lot of things that you can talk about, you can coach around, we can honor. And as coaches and end of life doulas, we can honor their religion, their traditions. We can bring all of that in and what it needs to look like for them. Have you worked with any graduates and students, Jasper, who was in end of life doula?
I've worked with a few who have
Mhm.
been doing this work, some working through like different various facilities in their area, some doing it just like as an entrepreneur through self-employment. Um, I have been working with one girl who hosts like grief circles. So she'll meet like once a month, and it'll be for those who are maybe just curious, those who are maybe experiencing it. And she created this really cool packet of all these different questions and just basically and everything that someone would want at the end of
Mm.
their life. And it's something that you could do with your partner, you can do with your parents, you can, do with your kids just to kind of like have a plan. Because that's the thing that's missing most of the time is a full plan of how I feel, what I want, who to contact, all of these things that can be very complicated to handle once the person has passed. So I thought that was a really cool thing. She even like printed one out for me and gave it to me so me and my
Wow.
husband could do it together. So I think that stuff like that is very powerful so that especially with a partner where it's like, okay, like let's really talk about this and figure out a plan because anything can happen, as we know. And being prepared is one of the best things you can do for your family.
Yeah, absolutely. And there can even be, some disputes at the end of life of how things are going to happen and who expects what. And at the end of the day, it's honoring the life and that's transitioning of what they want and not letting others get in the way of that. When we first launched this program, I brought on the program director of this, and his history is he was a nurse. So this definitely tracks for a lot of nurses, doctors, counselors, those who've been in the medical field, how this can translate. Um, but the big takeaway from the first launch of this was like just honoring what's happening, not denying it for that person. Like this is the human experience. No one's getting out alive. So the more that we can honor that and not deny what's happening, we can make it a more beautiful, you know, shift into where we're going next. So yeah, that's beautiful. Just let it be what it is. So, um, curious to know what questions we have. You guys use the raise your hand feature because I can unmute you. You can ask the questions. You won't be on camera, but you can ask the questions. That's what we're here for. So yes, all of this can be done online, and you take about 2 classes at a time. Looks like we have a question here. Let me unmute you. Shanawa. How do I say your name? I'm so sorry. You can unmute when you're ready and ask your question.
Hi, it's Shanoa.
Shanoa, nice to
Yeah,
meet you.
you as well.
Yeah.
My question can you or would you want to take different aspects for, so say like the life coaching plus the where you hold. Oh, I don't know why.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can
You
you hear
get
me
to,
or did it go back to muted?
no,
Oh,
yeah, you're fine. You're
okay,
fine.
perfect. Okay.
And what I'm gonna do, let me do this. I'm gonna share my screen because I'm gonna walk you through our program sheet because it actually shows the breakdown of the full program, what you get, and then what you get to choose as specialties.
Okay.
Because because and this is what we hear all the time. I love everything, I don't know where to start. right? So
Gotcha.
that's where when you have a coaching call with a coach, you're going to be able to kind of unpack what your intention is, what you want to do with this, talk about your experience, right? Your life experience. You might be pulled one direction more than another based on your own journey, but you
Mm-hmm.
do get to choose your specialization. Um, and that's where you can choose hypnotherapy and you can choose modern spirituality. And then you get to choose an additional specialty to complete it. You can choose healing, botanicals, and earth ceremonies, end of life, or end of life doula.
Okay.
So to make that make more sense to you, I'm going to share my screen because the course sheet will help. And just know that you don't take them in the order that you see it.
Got
So
you.
let me share my
Yeah,
screen.
I'm very
Yeah.
attracted to the earth ceremonies.
Yeah.
Um,
So you can see my screen, okay?
yeah, it's a
Yes.
little small because I'm on the phone, but
Oh, okay. Let me zoom in a little bit. So what I showed you in the beginning was the core courses,
uh-huh.
and that means everyone takes this. That's 280 hours of the program. Transpersonal
Okay,
psychology, holistic entrepreneurship. Then you choose your specialization of
cool.
hypnotherapy for the full chunk of hypnotherapy, and then you can do additional courses. Foundation is transformational life coaching or modern spirituality.
Okay, which I
So
do
you
like,
do
so.
hypnotherapy or modern spirituality, and then you get to choose an additional specialty to complete healing, botanicals, and earth ceremonies or end of life doula.
Okay.
Does that make more sense? I think the visual helps.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. And you said you're pulled more towards the earth
I think,
ceremonies?
yeah.
Okay. Have you done any ceremonies that you've enjoyed?
Personally on the receiving end, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's important, I think, to actually be in ceremony so you can be like in that client kind of space.
Right,
But then
right.
as you step into leadership, it's very different because you have to set the grounds for like, hey, how is this going to work
Yeah.
here? Um,
Yeah, I really want to do tea ceremonies, and then which
mm,
I've always I've been interested in doing for a while. I guess not always. And then I've also done a lot of sound baths, breath work. I've been going to labyrinth walks lately, which has been a great
mm,
way of like meditating and just like letting things go.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, I've never
love
done
that.
like a cacao ceremony or ayahuasca or anything like that, but I'm kind of more into natural releasing, anyways.
Yeah,
Not that I'm
absolutely.
against those herbs, but
Sure. Yeah,
um, but like I said, I my herb that I would want to use is maybe like a tea or something.
I'm with that. Sign me up.
Okay.
Okay, beautiful. Yeah, well, definitely have you talked to a coach yet?
No, I have not.
Okay, we want you to do that. So definitely get in touch with a coach after this. Just call
Is
our
that
main number.
okay? Yeah, I received the last communication I received was from Amy. So
Yeah, perfect. She'll get you set up with a coach to talk to.
okay.
Yes, do that, please. You'll love it. Okay, perfect. Wonderful. And then Krista, you have your hand raised if you want to unmute.
Uh, uh, can you hear
Hi.
me?
Yeah, hi. How are you?
Hello. I'm doing well. Uh,
Good.
so my question is, like, I wanted to specialize in end of life doula. I'm already an, in nursing assistant, so I deal with the elderly
Mm,
and hospice, and I just think that would be great. However, I am interested in ceremonies. So, is it a way like you can still like take a course in it to gain knowledge? If you can't like do two specialties, like how would
yeah.
you be able to still get that education from that uh as well? That was my question.
Great question. And at SWIHA, you can puzzle piece your way to any sort of program in any way, shape, or form. So let's say you take the full integrative healing arts practitioner with the end of life doula first, right? You can always add on the other specialty after you're done. And that's something that you're going to want to talk to an admissions coach with, because it also comes down to scheduling, what that looks like. And if you're using financial aid to complete this, because using financial aid at SWIHA, you have to be enrolled in at least 600 hours or more. So this program does qualify for that. Anything less than, you can put together a payment plan. You can chunk it on one class at a time, one certificate at a time. It's going to look different for everybody. Let's say, Krista, that you're busy and you're not ready to fully commit to the full Integrative Healing Arts Practitioner diploma, but you want to start with a certificate of excellence. Talk to a coach about how that can work for you, because you can puzzle piece it any way you need or want to fit your life schedule. So there's a way for everyone. Cool. All right. Yes. So talk with a coach 100%. Okay. What other questions do we have here? Want to make sure we get everyone covered to honor the day. Okay. So the next start date is June 8th. We enroll pretty much 2 weeks prior to that, so we're coming up. And there's the main number that you can call, 480-994-9244. We can transfer you to a coach. Most of you have probably been in communication with Amy. Yes, she can get you connected to the coach. That is going to help you decide how you start, when you start, and what that looks like for you. For those of you who are considering financial aid, if you have started or filled out your FAFSA application, you'll want to make sure that you let us know that you filled it out, because it says it'll tell us, but we will not be told. And if you have not input our school code, it's 035933. And that is on our website on the financial aid page. Okay. Jasper, for anyone here who's on the fence of like, do I do this? Is this for me? What is your coaching guidance or your coaching question?
Oh man, that's a good question. I mean, in my personal experience, if you are here, something led you here. There's a reason you showed up at this call. There's a reason that SWIHA was put in your path. Like we like to say at SWIHA, like you don't find SWIHA, SWIHA finds you. And there's a really big reason for that, because we are working to call in and up level as a collective. And so we need people who are passionate and willing to step into their purpose and create I don't even know how to exactly say it, but just create like more healing in the world, and really support people on that journey. And so if this is something that you feel deep in your core, follow that. Because the more we say yes to things that come in front of us, the more the universe listens to that, and the more and more and more we receive because of that. So if your intuition is telling you that this is your path, follow your calling.
Absolutely.
That would be
Love
would be
that.
my 2 cents.
I got chills. The whole world needs a little bit more healing. I guarantee you we all have something that we're doing work there. And Krista, you have a question? You can unmute.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it wasn't a question. I kind of wanted to piggyback off of what she said, because like my left brain keeps saying, oh, go to nursing school for, stability and the job or whatever. But my right brain and my soul always comes back to SWIHA. So it's like a constant battle between the two. Yeah. I just wanted to put that out there, because this has been a challenge for me for quite some time. Like just fighting that, I don't know the words to say, but you get what I'm saying.
I do. Is the universe asking you to choose between the two, is my coaching question.
Yes, the universe is asking me to choose between the two.
Okay, clear. She's clear on that. I like that, Krista. Okay, And that's exactly what you can do with an admissions coach. They can ask you the powerful questions to unpack that. There's even some meditations, that we have at SWIHA that I'm sure you could walk through and utilize. So that's exciting. I'm very excited for you and your path and choosing. And like Jasper said, trust your gut. Trust your gut. Your intuition does know. And so here's my takeaway for today. When we get into soul alignment, when we stop saying yes to the things that insult our soul or that aren't a heck yes, then everything else aligns. And you'll start being delivered these little signs like, yes, this way, yes, this way, yes. You'll see those synchronicities when you fall into alignment and you start saying yes to what you're here to do. Things will line up for you. And they're almost like these little reminders that, the universe is saying, thank you, stay with me. So maybe that helps for any of you here. I know that's true for me. So one day at a time. I thank everyone for being here. Let me know if you have any final questions, but like I said, just reach out to an admissions coach to have those vulnerable conversations. And, me and Jasper hope to see you in the program. You'll see us here and there online. We get to support you as you step into that calling. So I really want to thank everyone for being here today. The two of you who did speak, thank you for speaking up, being vulnerable. That's true strength. And we hope to see you all online. So give us a call again, 480-994-9244. Just call us or connect with Amy to talk to a coach. And Jasper, thank you. Big hugs. Give hugs to Silver over there. Tell her good job for supporting you as your cheerleader today. And tell Brian we said hi. Keep shining over there.
I would just like to say thank
Yeah.
you to
Oh,
everyone.
yeah.
Thank you so much. And yes, we do need to raise our vibration, especially these days. So
Yes, absolutely. Nothing more important than that. I'm with you. One day at a time. I even tell myself one breath at a time now. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a good point.
One breath at a time. Deep and true. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. We see you. We hope to see you online very soon. Okay. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.